Good evening, and tonight on Midweek Sports Special we feature West Ham against Coventry City in the second leg of the Football League Cup semi-final here at Upton Park. Well, people are still talking about the first leg in Coventry, and indeed you've just seen the goals again in our opening sequence when Coventry City came back from being 2 goals down to score the winner in the last minute. Well, tonight's game was just as dramatic.
Floated once more towards David Cross, but a good positive piece of defensive play there by Dyson. Didn't make a lot of ground in the end though, as Lampard finds Devonshire. In turn is for Pike onto the right foot. Oh, tipped over superbly by Seeley.
And the winners now meet Liverpool in the final at Wembley next month, because tonight at Anfield, Liverpool drew 1-1 with Manchester City, but go through 2-1 on aggregate. And Kenny Dalglish, back after injury, scored the goal that made sure of Liverpool's first League Cup final appearance. Also tonight, all the latest sports news, and that includes cricket from the West Indies, where England's match against Trinidad and Tobago ended in a draw. And boxing, Alan Minter looks like getting a quick return fight against Marvin Hagler for the world middleweight title. And Freddie Truman at 50, fiery Fred on what he thought of his own playing days, what he thinks of cricket today. And a heartwarming story from National Hunt Racing that concerns Bob Champion, a jockey who was given 9 months to live, but he beat that crisis and last night was honoured by his fellow National Hunt jockeys. But first it's action from the Football League Cup. West Ham United against Coventry City. And Coventry came defending that 3-2 lead from the first leg and resolved to attack just as fiercely this time. Well, West Ham based their whole conception of football on attack. So the prospects were bright indeed as we pick up the story at 7:30 here tonight.
Gary Thompson will always remember that first leg in Coventry. He put the ball through his own net and then scored twice in the other goal, and that included the winner in the last minute. Well, West Ham just didn't know what hit them that night, and tonight they field a side showing 2 changes from the first leg. Frank Lampard is back in the defence, and Jimmy Neighbour has the number 7 shirt. Paul Allen, who was injured in that game, is the substitute. Meanwhile, Coventry City trained this morning, and afterwards their manager Gordon Milne was able to announce an unchanged side. Mark Hateley has recovered from a twisted knee that he received in the 2-2 draw against Wolves on Saturday, and Andy Blair has thrown off some flu symptoms. The referee is Keith Hackett from Sheffield, and it's a packed house, wondering if West Ham are to get to Wembley for the 3rd time in a year, the FA Cup final and the Charity Shield remember already, or whether Coventry will be going to Wembley for the first time in their history. And so West Ham get us away, attacking the goal to our left in their claret and blue shirts, white shorts, as Frank Lampard plays it back to Phil Parkes. Coventry City tonight in a change strip of all yellow, on a night that really has got a chilling simplicity about it. It's quite simply that if Coventry win or draw, they go through to Wembley. And West Ham need to win by 2 goals to do likewise. If they win by a single goal after extra time, then we get a 3rd game. Away goals do not count double at this stage of the Football League Cup. Both sides, no doubt, will be committed to attack. Gordon Milne's already said that we can't defend well enough a 3-2 lead for 90 minutes here. We've got to attack, and that's what West Ham love to do. Gordon Milne has also added a little fuel to it all by saying, well, when the first whistle goes, time is beginning to run out for West Ham. It's certainly a really stiff test for the young Coventry side tonight, though. Particularly when you consider that West Ham unbeaten in 19 consecutive matches here at Upton Park. And now, with Goddard getting in behind the defence there, but a little bob will beat him, and Seeley having no trouble whatsoever in the end, but just the odd flutter there as Goddard made his break. Thompson got it sideways there, but Thomas couldn't get to it. It'll be a West Ham throw. Devonshire with it. Daly forward. Here's Martin. And he lost control there for a moment. A little lucky to find Brooking with it. Lampard. And Dyson's header only finding Brooking. Coventry's throw. And Danny Thomas with it. Lampard's header beating Thompson that time. Devonshire challenging hard. Gary Thompson again. Played back again that time for Blair. And now it's Bodak. Bodak again, fed that time by Andy Blair, but Lampard stopping it, but it's Coventry's throw. Blair right in there, and into the side netting. There was a doubt about Andy Blair, some flu symptoms over the weekend, and really it was only last night that he showed himself to be getting over them. Cross, very active there. It might come here for Stewart. It'll be a throw, in fact. Now Billy Bonds. That's Brian Roberts for Coventry. A little too slow. The linesman's flag was up, and it was into the side netting in any case. Well, another hiccup in that Coventry defence. And the impression I had, yes, he clearly was offside, and the linesman indeed was very quick to spot him. Seeley rushing out of his goal, the ball into the side netting. A little bit of applause there from the Coventry goalkeeper towards the linesman who'd spotted that offside. Martin versus Thompson. Thompson winning that in the air, sideways towards Danny Thomas. It's West Ham's throw. Lampard. And again Goddard, very active indeed up front. It was Dyson who let that go rather a long way. Brooking is down onto the left of Goddard. Here's Pike, a little chip in there. Devonshire's come right in, and no penalty. That must have been touch and go, but the referee, as you can see, indicating very strongly that it's a corner. As we quickly look at this again, the little chip through by Pike, Devonshire going right the way through, Seeley the ball beyond Devonshire's control, and the referee deciding that it was not a penalty. Brooking with this corner now for West Ham. Flick back there, and Bonds had it saved on the line by Seeley. Well, in the first leg it was a simple effort from Bonds that Seeley allowed to go under his body, but Seeley did miracles there for Coventry City. When it looked as though Billy Bonds from close range must get it in, but Seeley just kept it out. Throw now to West Ham. The linesman not happy with that. He says it's a corner. Goodness knows how Devonshire could have got that mixed up, but he did. Corner for West Ham then. Cross at the near post. Bonds again poised beyond the far post to come in. Lampard trying to hit it. It was a good variation on a corner by West Ham, and it nearly came off, but here's Peter Bodak now for Coventry City. Now Steve Hunt. Suddenly the yellow shirts are swarming forward. Andy Blair is right in there for Coventry City. Across the goal. Oh, and put over by Haitley. Well, that really would have made things awfully difficult for West Ham. It was a brilliant break by Coventry with Bodak in the first place, and the ball played through here to Andy Blair. Parks committed, and Haitley shot over the top. Cross. Billy Bonds versus Mark Haitley. Bonds winning it. It's Devonshire. I must say, Danny Thomas did well again there for Coventry City. Devonshire once more. Played for Bonds. Oh, the challenge was a little too fierce there from Brian Roberts on Jimmy Neighbour. Ray Stewart with West Ham's free kick. Floated once more towards David Cross, but a good, positive piece of defensive play there by Dyson. Couldn't make a lot of ground in the end, though, as Lampard finds Devonshire. In turn, is for Pike onto the right foot. Oh, tipped over superbly by Seeley. It's a corner then for West Ham, which we might just see this shot from Pike. Tipped away by Seeley. Looking with the corner, it all went in there, but again it fell quite comfortably, I think from Alvin Martin into the arms of Les Seeley. Well, we're halfway through the first half now. Good play again by Devonshire. Here's Cross in for Devonshire again, trying to flick Brooking forward this time. Brooking's got him behind them, across there. Oh! And he went wide that time from Goddard. But another brilliant break by West Ham, another corner for them, which Brooking is going to take. It's a better looking corner this time. And now Cross trying to play it back in there over the top goal kick. Stewart in there, Goddard, played wide again for Neva. Oh, he's gone past Roberts. And he couldn't quite get the cross in, and it was Daly, in fact, who whacked that one away into touch. Playing some beautiful, flowing, attacking football, West Ham, and some real dogged defence coming up from Coventry City, this young side. But here's Brooking, and it's wide. Very elusive indeed, but Pike is back there. And the ball eventually finishing up with Phil Parks. Oh, a little too casual there was Dyson. And a bit muddled too there were West Ham, and Cross was hacking there into the back. The Coventry player, Steve Hunt, I think it was. Free kick to Coventry. Roberts with the free kick. Stewart finding Cross. Claiming a handball and getting it. And we're inside the last minute of the first half now. Bonds with the kick. Cross. Dale is there. Thomas is there. Here's Devonshire. Free kick on the edge of the box. And Thomas dribbling the ball away, which is a silly thing to do. And releasing it, as you could see, and West Ham with a free kick. Right on the stroke of half-time now. Claret and blue shirts are massed beyond the far post. Brooking and Devonshire between them. It's Brooking, in fact, who's going to float one in there. And it'll come for Lampard, straight into the midriff of Les Seeley. You can see Lampard telling Devonshire to get back and mark Bodak. Got to think of the next move all the time in this game tonight. Lampard, who caught that on that favourite right foot of his, but straight to Les Seeley. It's a West Ham throw. Pike, Martin, back it goes to Phil Parks. well into time added on for stoppages at the end of the first half now. And there goes the half-time whistle. 45 minutes played at a blistering pace with some breathtaking skills, with West Ham having certainly by far the better of it and making a few chances, but not able to dent the 3-2 lead that Coventry City have brought here to Upton Park tonight. But if that first half is anything to go by, we should have plenty to talk about in the second as well. Brooking, who's had a magnificent first half for West Ham, and all credit too to the young Coventry defenders who've defended very doggedly indeed. So a half-time score here at Upton Park. It's West Ham 0, Coventry City 0. So Coventry kick off, the start of the second half. Now they attack the goal to our left. Still 0-0. Coventry, who beat Manchester United, Brighton, Cambridge and Watford to get to this stage. West Ham having got past Burnley, Charlton, Barnsley and Tottenham. Phil Parkes with a goal kick. Good jump by Hunt. And now Thompson. Spreading it wide for Bodak. There's little Danny Thomas. And Thompson was right in there, and there could have been a misunderstanding there between Phil Parkes and Billy Bonds, but it was safely clutched by Parkes in the end. Thomas, Blair, and a West Ham throw. West Ham have scored in every game they've played at Upton Park this season until tonight so far. Now Neighbour trying to get Stewart away, but how well Roberts had gone there, even at the expense of a corner. Claiming it was Roberts that he was pushed in the back there by Stewart, which caused him to lose control, but it's going to be Brooking with the corner, which he will curl in towards that near post. No, he's changed his mind. It's going to be more of an outswinger. Swung out there towards Cross, against the post, and knocked away in the end by Thomas when Goddard was closing on it. Devonshire playing it in there again. Billy Bonds hammering it in there again, and that wall of yellow holds good, and Coventry get it away. Daly, Thompson, Thomas, Daly again, Thomas, and Lampard away. Now Billy Bonds, and now Stewart. Bonds again. And Blair cutting that one out for Coventry, but being hustled in the end unfairly by Paul Goddard. And so it's a free kick. Gary Gillespie. A long ball forward. And Lampard's header it was, but it'll only fall for Blair. Now for Thompson. Hunt trying to get Haitley through there, but Martin taking control for West Ham, but in danger of conceding a corner. Instead it's a throw. Bonds with the header. Now Neighbour. Played towards Cross, who came quickly off his man. And now with Goddard. And Pike's gone through the middle. Goddard may not be aware of him. Pike playing it straight there. And looks suspiciously offside to me, I must say. But certainly it was a real riveting run there by Paul Goddard. And some beautiful running off the ball by Jeff Pike. Goddard playing it through there. And Pike, adjudged to be onside, but a good piece of keeping by Seeley. And here's Hateley going through, Bonds getting back to cover, and Hateley turning it into touch, which is what he didn't mean to do. Cross, Goddard trying to turn. Oh, and it's there by Goddard. Not it down there. Goddard on the turn, in off the post. There it goes, beyond the reach of Seeley. And now it's level on aggregate at 3-3. 1-0 on the night for West Ham. Goal number 16 of the season for Paul Goddard. And really everything to play for now. A foul and a free kick. A foul by Cross on Hunt. Lampard away, and now it's Cross. Pike. Brooking, no. Blair is there for Coventry. And the atmosphere absolutely unbelievable at the moment. And they've had some great nights here at Upton Park, which is a compact ground where the crowd is always noisy, but tonight it's really something special. The more so, of course, since West Ham have gone that one goal into the lead. Goddard. Pike. There's Blair. Cross. And it's going to be a throw then to West Ham. And Ray Stewart will take it. Cross trying to get there. And Billy Bonds. And it goes quite comfortably into the arms of Les Seeley. Martin, now Pike. Roberts in there very strongly indeed. Brooking, sweeping it wide as he fell, and Neighbours just kept it in. Taking on Roberts. It's left him the little pass through here now for Devonshire, being forced down towards that corner flag. And West Ham get a throw. Neighbour. Stewart. Daly very deep, getting that one away. And now Hunt finding Bodak. And here's Blair. And now Coventry get a corner. Bodak will take it. No, it's going to be Steve Hunt. As you can see, the big men from the back are up there. Dyson's in there, Gillespie's in there, and the backward header, and kicked off the line. Well, David Cross was right back there and kicked that one off the line for West Ham United when it looked as though Gary Thompson might easily have got an equaliser. It was a terrific corner, in fact, and a lovely backward header here by Gary Thompson. What a leap that was. And of all people, it's David Cross off the line. Only Goddard up for West Ham. They're prepared to have a battle, and Blair turns it back. Thompson versus Bonds. Pike. There's Devonshire. Coventry coming into this game a little bit more now. Hunt. Roberts. And now Neighbour finding Goddard. Gillespie will want to hold him off. Goddard tried a shot which maybe was a little extravagant, but he might get another go. And Coventry, well, they couldn't keep him out. Brooking in the end, swinging it across that goal towards David Cross, who's got troubles there with Dyson. And Dyson did well to keep it in. Found Bodak. Forward again. Bonds hesitated for a moment. Thompson, a nice little touch there for Haitley. And Stewart was in there. And it's a Coventry City throw. And still the game is balanced with 10 minutes remaining. Blair turning it in. Stewart's header away. Bond's stuck underneath that one, if anything, and Bodak may get a chance of crossing it in again. No, he's leaving it for Andy Blair. Now Bodak. A good curling cross there. And a shot, and a save! Terrific volley by Jerry Daly. And a marvellous piece of handling there by Phil Parks. Terrific power in this volley here from Daly. And what a save by Parks. Anybody who makes a mistake now, and it could really be a costly one because there's so little time left inside the last couple of minutes. Hunt for Coventry. And Wembley awaits the winners, whoever they may be. Coventry's throw. And they've had much more to say for themselves, Coventry, in the last quarter of this game. Here's Brian Roberts. Crossed in there low, cut out by Lampard, hoofed away there towards Cross, but it's Gillespie this time. Oh, showed good control on the ground there, and no foul. Coventry fans weren't happy with that. They thought Gillespie was fouled there. But the ball is with Neighbour and the referee has said play on. It's Pike. Forward to Goddard. Coming to the last minute of 90 minutes. Cross whipped in there. Knocked away by Seeley and almost into the path of Cross. West Ham's throw. In the last minute, plus whatever Keith Hackett decides to add on for stoppages. Brooking with that cross. Whipped away, though, quite comfortably there by Dyson. Bonds being hustled, and a free kick to West Ham. think it indicates Jerry Daly was in an offside position when the ball was played through to him. It's West Ham's free kick. And now it's Lampard. Cross trying to bore his way in there. Neighbour with a chance! Jimmy Neighbour! And West Ham who've won it in the last minute. Unless Coventry can do something absolutely outstanding. Jimmy Neighbour! And that's a goal he'll remember for a long, long time. Played in here by Lampard. The last seconds of the game. And suddenly there's Neighbour nicking in behind Hunt, past Seeley, back of the net, West Ham 2-1 up. And from another angle very quickly, because the game is in progress again. In for Neighbour, and Seeley no chance. Now all West Ham have got to do is to contain themselves and this game for the last few seconds, and they'll be back at Wembley for the third time inside a year. For a second division side, that's absolutely amazing. The FA Cup final last season, the FA Charity Shield at the start of this season, and unless something amazing happens in the last minutes, they'll be there again for the Football League Cup final next month. Well, the game at Highfield Road had all the drama, and this has had the skill, and it looks as though it might well have the drama too, unless Coventry can find something as they did in that first leg in the very, very last seconds of the game. Brooking brought down, it's a free kick. Well, number 7, Jimmy Neighbour, just going out of the picture there. It was a toss-up whether he played or whether Paul Allen played. Well, John Lyle's gamble of sticking to a winning side has paid off. Neighbour, Stewart, Brooking, well into time added on now. Stewart will want just to keep that ball at that end. Can Coventry, this young side that have battled so well, still find something in the seconds that remain? Well, Goddard isn't making it easy for them by whacking that one into touch and eating up a few more seconds. It's with Thompson. And now it's Martin looking towards that corner flag, and another free kick for West Ham. That'll take some more time. Goddard and Neighbour, the scorers then for West Ham. And already the songs of celebration have begun to echo around Upton Park. A throw for West Ham. Played almost 3 minutes of time added on. It's all over. West Ham have won by 2 goals to nil on the night. 4-3 on aggregate. Jimmy Neighbour's goal in the last couple of minutes of the game has meant that West Ham go through to Wembley for the Football League Cup final. Well, you have to commiserate straight away with this young Coventry side. My word, how well they battled, although the pressure was against them almost from the first kick tonight. A young side that really has grown up so much in these 2 semi-finals, and then to be denied at least a period of extra time with that goal by Neighbour in the last couple of minutes. Billy Bonds goes off, you saw a moment ago. The West Ham fans are jubilant. They go through to Wembley, but I think also tonight you have to spare a thought for the young Coventry City side, an average age of around 21. And they'll have plenty to say for themselves, I'm sure, in the years to come. It's celebration night here then at Upton Park. And still to come on Midweek Sports Special tonight, we should be talking to the men at the centre of this enthralling game. A report on how Liverpool got to the League Cup final at Wembley against Manchester City. They'll face West Ham there now. There's cricket from the West Indies. Freddie Truman at 50. He talks of the game then and now, and the jockey who battled back to the top after being given 9 months to live. All that after this break.
welcome back. So now we know that the League Cup final next month at Wembley will be between West Ham and Liverpool. If you've just come in, West Ham beat Coventry on aggregate with a last-minute goal, and Liverpool beat Manchester City 2-1 on aggregate. Well, after the enthralling match here at Upton Park, Jim Rosenthal spoke to the men at the centre of the action, to the two goal scorers, Paul Goddard and Jimmy Neighbour, to Phil Parkes and to Alan Devonshire. Goddard had scored only once in the last 9 games. Had this bad run affected his confidence?
That doesn't worry me at all. As long as I'm playing well and the team's playing well, then I'm quite happy. We're top of the table with a few points clear, so can't be too bad.
All right then, well let's take a look at the goal you scored tonight. I would think you must have been thinking at that stage that you'd never score, you'd never get past Les Sealey in the Coventry goal.
Yeah, that's right. He'd had a good game up until then.
There it goes, just...
In off the stanchion, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it a post?
Half volley, yeah. Yeah, it's great. Fantastic, great feeling. Scored a very similar one to that last year against Wrexham for Rangers, but that was definitely a little bit better, I think.
You can't have scored many better than that throughout your career, I would think.
No, I don't think so, no.
OK, well that made it 1-1, and you were right back in it again, weren't you? Or that made it 1-0 and 3-3 on aggregate, I should say. And then right at the death, Jimmy Neighbour, you popped up with one, didn't you?
That's right, yeah. I don't score many, but when I do, they're important ones.
Well, let's take a look at your goal. We were all talking about extra time then, and you just tell us what happened here.
Well, as far as I can remember, someone played a ball in, and David Cross challenged with the 2 defenders. And normally I don't find myself in there, but I just seemed to get onto it, and it seemed to happen in slow motion. It seemed like everyone stopped if I was offside or what, I don't know. But from then on, I just saw the keeper come out and put the other side of him. I miss it actually a little bit, but I don't think he would have taken it.
Did you feel you might possibly have been offside?
Well, it entered my mind when I got onto the ball because it seemed so long that I controlled it and no one seemed to be around me, and I just saw the goal in front of me and the keeper and just put it past him. But yes, it did enter my mind that I might have been offside.
You might not thank me for reminding you of it, but I think it was Wembley 10 years ago, was it, last time?
Yeah, 10 years this year. Well, with Tottenham we played Aston Villa in the League Cup final. It was in my first season in the team, and funny enough I made my debut for Spurs in the League Cup semi-final, so perhaps it's an omen we're going to win it again.
Have you got any fears about West Ham becoming over-committed this season, chasing too many competitions on too many fronts?
No, the boss keeps us on the feet on the ground, and we've got 2 days off, and he's got us down to the ground for Saturday, and we're looking forward to that one now.
Well, Phil Parkes, what was your verdict of the game tonight?
Very good. I enjoyed it very much, although I didn't have a lot to do, as opposed to the game up in Coventry, where I seemed to be in action all the time. It pleased me more today, tonight, to play in a game like that, where maybe I only had one shot to save, and it stuck in my fingers very nicely, and we went on to win.
But Coventry created a tremendous chance, didn't they, early on?
They did. I think young Mark Haitley really showed his inexperience there a little bit by trying to blast it into the net, where maybe a more experienced player would have just rolled it into the net, because it literally was an open goal.
And how are you looking forward to the prospect of Liverpool at Wembley?
It'd be nice to go back there again, remembering what happened in the Charity Shield. We lost 1-0. I was a little bit at fault with the goal, but it'd be nice to go back there and try and put things right. I'm sure it'll be a very good game between the two of us.
So those well-contented West Ham players. Just before we leave this cup tie, I think I should mention also the referee Keith Hackett of Sheffield, who I thought had a really terrific game. He kept things moving nicely. He refereed with great sympathy and was always up with the play, and that was quite something to do with the blistering pace that it was played at.